to test that was spark plug to frame. Ground is not the problem. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the most famous YouTuber in the world that no one has ever heard of. Okay, we got a little issue here. I disconnected the battery again. I went to start this for the first time and this just decided it did not want to work. So we're going to remove that, and I got a solenoid because I can't buy one of these apparently. Let's get this out, take a look at it. It looks like it's just a couple of screws here. I could take the big bracket out, but if he decides he wants to put another replacement switch in, I might just leave that in there and just take this part out. But I got to get the wires off the bottom first, so let's do that. Oh my god, look at that. Can you see that? What even is that? Wire for something. That is not getting reused. The wires for the horn. That's terrible. Can you see? There's no screen on this camera. It's attached to my head, so I kind of... Yeah, I wouldn't reuse those. I think I'm just going to cut those off right there. And if he wants to use this horn, we're going to have to pull him out. Yeah, somebody's already been in here. My grandfather's been in here. Sure looks like him. Friction tape. I still need to put that bracket back on. It's down here. Let's I want to see if I can get this thing running. I would have brought them out yesterday, but we had I'm going to call it a hurricane because that's about what it was like. It was raining like you would not believe. Okay, now if I put my head here, hopefully you can see. Oh no, that's not 5/8. The lag bolt holding that on. Holy cow, that's the body mount? I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be something in between the body and the mount. Nah, let's just run a big old lag bolt through. Yep, other side's the same way. I don't know what happened here. I know I can tell you it got hot. So, yeah, it looks like this. Good Lord. I don't know who worked on this, but they didn't do it the way I would. So far I've managed to smash my finger already in 10 seconds of being under here. Last time I was on this project I hurt my elbow. That's been... Hello. It's been a week. That ain't healed. Now the power wire, I'm on the fence on what I want to do with that. That starters.com guy sent me a fuse, but I'd have to cut the end off, and I don't know if I might be better off putting it up under the hood where they can get to it if it needs to be changed. Oh, we got that. We got that one kind of right. That middle one, oh my gosh. Okay. Now, if I can get up.
And I can't get up!
I'm getting too old for this. I need a lift. Not a bigger garage. Never leave your creeper laying down on the floor. My family found that out the hard way. My grandfather stepped on his, didn't see it, stepped on it, and came down horizontal to the floor, landed on his hip. He said it sounded like a shotgun going off when it broke. And he was never right again after that. So I always pick the creeper up. Because I'm getting older. And I don't want that to happen to me. For sure. Can I hold the nut? Nope, I cannot hold the nut with my fingers. How about this one? Nope. Is it a half inch? It just happens to be here. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Now I've got the camera aimed slightly down. It's aimed pretty near towards my mouth. My head. So if that works, I'm going to keep the same setting going forward. The last one, everything I was trying to film was below the bottom of the screen. So that didn't work out very well. I do like this whole channel is set up to be POV, point of view. I do like that the camera is attached to my head, because now I can't stand between it and you, or it and you. I don't think this is the kind that comes apart. No, it's crimped on. Alright, so we're going to throw this in the... Unless it works a little bit, we're going to throw this... We still need a trigger. I'll show you what we're doing in a second. But I think this is done. 70-year nap in a barn probably corroded the contacts a little bit, I would imagine. And I called the vendors. They don't have a replacement, so I had to get creative. Oh my God, what the... Good grief. Alright, so let's go get creative on the bench. Okay, so that's shot. 5/8 diameter mounting stem, so I need a 5/8 hole. So I got this switch to replace it. And you're going to say, but that's not going to carry 100 amps, 6 volts, and you are absolutely right. So I got us one of these. Tried to get two, but they didn't have it. What I don't remember is if this trigger goes to ground or if this goes to hot. So I think it goes to hot, and we gotta make it happen around the top there. I suppose I could just use that in the floor. I'm not going to. Didn't even come with nuts. What kind of rinky-dink outfit is this? I got a feeling by the way it was put in that box that this was returned once. Okay. Reuse, recycle, right? I wonder, will that work? So close. We're only a half a hole away. Look at that. Typically I would mount this down lower. If I do it down here, it's out of the way, it can't move. And I can put the switch up here, just, yeah, I'll probably put the switch right here so we can, or maybe even you reuse this hole here. It's awful close to the frame. I'll probably put it right here. And I can mount that down there, and then the wires will reach just the same as they did before, only at a 90-degree angle. Okay, let me show you what we've got going on. From the top, I got my ground, I have my button, and my relay. I decided to put it in the same spot. So there's that, and then from underneath, let's take a look at that. Underneath we have our nice clean wires tucked up out of the way. Got our battery cable going back to positive. We've got our output going that way. I went under the handbrake. Got our power wire hooked back up. We're all set to go, and you got a little button there you can push. And I think you probably already realized I already tried to test this. So I have the negative wire for the meter going to ground. I have the positive wire to the meter going to the starter post. And the reason I have a meter hooked up is we have 6.37 volts at the starter and no crankage. I even went as far as finding an engine ground. I did it under the hood. Let me see if I can grab this. I can grab this plate here. I'll just hold it on and see what happens. We have 6.37 at the engine. We do not have a ground issue, which is what I thought we had to begin with. And what I did to test that was spark plug to frame. Ground is not the problem. So I don't know what's going on here. I think my next step is to remove this wire here and just reseat it. So apparently we have a dead starter. Boy, that should be cranking gangbusters. So the switch quit. Now the starter's quit. I don't get it. I do not understand. But I definitely will in a minute. 5/8. So let's try taking this off. Okay. The bottom nut's loose. Crap. No, I dropped the washer. The bottom nut's loose, but the post isn't, so let's just give that a little snuggy snug. And of course that's a different wrench. Just a little snuggy snug. Just a little bit. Okay, we just want it snug. Put that wire back on. I have to fish that washer off the floor wherever that went. Oh, it's right here. And it's brass and wouldn't have stuck anyway. So let's reset our connection here. See if that solves the problem. 5/8. Brand new starter. It should work. There. Snug. Let's see if it'll crank over now. Crap. Now I gotta call the starter guy. Okay. Talk to the manufacturer of this rebuilder? Manufacturer? I don't know. What do you call it? Talk to the guy that sold me the starter. And he said he's on vacation. So do what you gotta do. I didn't want to stick anything in this and poke around and try and get it to turn without, because I'm probably going to scratch it. And I wanted to make sure I talked to him before I did. Okay, I see a ton of lines. Hopefully I can get that on camera. Can you see it? That is all, there's all stripes in there. And according to my screwdriver, they're pretty deep. That is all scuffed up. What happened? I believe him. Let me see if I can move it. Yep, it turns. Okay. It is not stuck, but it is scored up quite a bit. Let's try it now. Nope. That didn't fix it. Can't see what I'm poking at here. I don't think the brushes are touching. Quite the frog. What happened to that? I don't know. That must have happened when we put it in. Just give them a little poke up. Snap down. That screws to that whole brush assembly is moving. Okay, let's make this easier on me. Maybe. Okay. Alright, I don't know if we got any of that or not. I run my cheater here. Okay. What I've done is I've poked at this. There's a ton of scratches in here. There's a bunch of lines like a record player. And I'm just grabbing the brush holders and trying to see if I can wiggle that brush a little bit. Give it a... There is a little bit of play front and back. I can easily spin this over. There's no resistance at all. I can see the bottom brush down here. Okay, and I'm sure that this has probably got some sort of electricity going to it when you squeeze the thing. Okay, so we have voltage to the brush. So we have current going to the brush. We don't have current getting to the armature. I'm not... Let's see if we have anything going to the armature. Oh, we have set 6 volts going to the armature on that spot anyway. We've got it on this bar. I don't know where to put this where we can see better. Okay, so I'm going to go down to this. My probe's not long enough. I go to the armature on the fat part. Well, maybe I was bumping the... Okay, so there's voltage getting to the armature, but it's not turning. And if you look, I can turn this easily. Well, my thought that there might be a dead spot seems to be wrong. Like I said, I can turn it. Turns easy. I have to take that out, aren't I? And it is definitely not locked to the engine, because I can crank it. Well, there you go.